Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Be Yourself. This is Dr. Rajani Sharma and today I'm going to share you my strategy to score high marks and how to avoid negative markings in CSIR JRF NET. So let's start. First I will brief you about the question and marking of the examinations. There are three sections in CSIR JRF NET. Section A or part A, B and C. In part A you have to attend. There are 20 questions, 50 questions in part B and 75 questions in part C. But out of this you have to attempt only 15 questions in part A, 35 questions in part B and 25 questions in part C. And there are 2 marks questions in part A and B. So in total you have 30 marks in part A, 70 marks in part B and 100 marks in part C. Though this is looking quite easy that to attend, we have to attempt only 15, 35 and 25 questions, but this is not so easy, because when you sit on the examination center and keep on solving the questions, then you will realize that some questions are there which make you confused, especially when you go with the 4 options there. It confused you, and this is the route for the negative marking. Section C is looking the most easiest one, that you have to attempt only 25 out of 75, but it is the most dangerous as well as scoring part. This is dangerous because when this basically analytical or concept based questions are there in part C. So whenever students analyze the questions and come to the conclusion, then because of their wrong conclusions or some wrong analysis of the basics concept, they score the negative marking. And as there are 1/4 negative marking is there, so if this section is 4 marks is questions, so even if you do the mistakes in one question, then you will 1 marks will be deducted, as well as this that question which can score you 4 marks, that will also be out of your hand. So to avoid negative marking, we should follow a certain strategy. For me, I recommend to student that attempt a limited number of questions. So if we will look at the cutoff marks from the past year question from previous years, then this is the table which show the approximate cutoff marks, and I have put it the maximum values here. For JRF, in case of a general student, you have to score 115 for JRF and 105 for LS. For OBC, 95 for JRF and 85 marks for LS. For ST, 78 marks for JRF and 72 marks for LS. For SC, 66 for JRF and 63 for LS. Now, I have discussed the number of questions, and in section A there are 2 marks question, and in section B there are 2 marks questions, and in section C there are 4 marks questions. So where you can limit the number of questions attempts. In section A, general students, I will prefer to attempt 11 questions in section A, 26 questions from B and 11 questions from C. Then if you will sum up total, then you will get the total, because here you will score 2 multiplied by 2 and here 4 marks, then you will get in total 118 marks if you attempt such number of questions. And for OBC, 10 questions in part A, 20 in part B and 10 in C, then you can easily score 100 marks if you will not do any negative marking, then only. And for ST, you can attempt only 5 questions in part A, 15 in part B and 10 in part C. For SC, 5 questions in part A, 15 in part B and 8 in part C. Then you can easily cross your cutoff marks. But good ranking is always preferred. So once you have attempted such numbers of questions, and if you feel that some more questions are there in which you are very much sure, then only attempt that questions. Otherwise, be happy with this much marks, because even if you are scoring 118 marks, then also you can have a good ranking. For the rest category students, I will better prefer you to attempt as much question which is very much sure to you. Otherwise, leave it and be happy with such scores. So this is my strategy of to score high and avoid negative marking. Rest is for yours, whatever you feel easy and what you feel so more specific for your qualifications. So this was in this my video. For my upcoming videos, don't forget to subscribe and share my channels and click on the bell uh, beyond the subscription button, so that whenever I will upload any new videos, you will get notification for that. Till then, goodbye. All the best for your examinations and be yourself.